Welcome back to another episode. If you haven't already, please make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, keep up to date with what I'm trying to share with you guys. So I just wanted to talk about some things that's happening with the Australian CrossFitters at the moment and what's happening in just the CrossFit space in general. So we've recently just seen James Newbury and Kayla Banfield, who are have been together forever. So Kayla Banfield, she actually owns and started The Method, which is a nutrition company. James Newbury, we all know who he is. He's one of Australia's best CrossFitters, the man with the dreads that everyone really loves watching compete. They have recently just announced that they have separated, so they will no longer be together. However, they're still going to be close friends. So James was overseas traveling and they decided to have a hard conversation about that. And after 10 years of being together, they just felt that they weren't in the same space together anymore, and they're going to go their separate ways. However, they're both on good terms. So whilst that is really sad to see, it'll be exciting to see what things they do individually as individual people, considering how much they've accomplished together. So whilst I said that is sad, I'm excited for what they have in the future to come. Also, Jake Douglas. So he's the man who, if you go back to one of our very first blog episodes we put out, we actually did a day with Jake Douglas up in Tamworth. He lifted the heaviest clean and jerk at that time at regionals. So back in, that would have been maybe 2019. And I think it was 171 kilos or something like that. So he did the heaviest clean and jerk. It was the heaviest clean and jerk in CrossFit at the time. He recently, last year, just had a ACL reconstruction, so went back to NRL. So he used to play NRL at a high level. He then went back and decided to play again, and he ended up rupturing his ACL ligament in his knee. He then had surgery from that and looked like he was recovering really well. However, he just shared a post the other day about how he's just gone in and he had his second surgery on that knee to fix a few things up. So he said that he was a little bit down the dumps about it to start with, but then something else happened which put him into a little bit more perspective and got him thinking that, okay, this is just a small bump in his journey. And he's quite young still, so he'll actually be able to come back fairly well from this. And he's really strict on his rehab and stuff as well. And from his journey that he did from his actual full knee reconstruction, he came back really strong, was looking great in his movements and stuff. So I have no doubt that he's going to make the most of this opportunity, get even stronger, and then come back and share that with us. So I have spoken to him and he has said that he hopes to come back this season. So, and I personally hope he comes back because he's super cool to watch. He's just a big beefy guy and really fun and energetic and quite bubbly person. So brings out a lot on the floor, and then obviously having that stronger personality on the floor as well is really cool to watch, especially in those heavier lifts. Now, I've also seen Brandon Swan has recently just announced that he has been sponsored by Pillar Performance. So it's actually a micronutrients company. So they create micronutrient products for people in general, or athletes as well, so that athletes can recover and get all of their micronutrients that they should be having in their diet, which I mean is quite hard sometimes to get in all of the micronutrients. So this is a good thing to have for him, especially he is getting a little bit older. However, his abilities definitely are not decreasing. So adding a new thing into his lifestyle might assist him with getting that little bit higher up in the field. We've also seen Cara Saunders. She's back home. She's definitely enjoying the beach. So she's been hitting the beach up heaps with her family, and we've seen heaps of pictures of Scotty running around, and Cara makes reference to Scotty's legs all the time, how they're genetic and stuff like that. And she actually put up a picture of herself as a little baby, and it was so cute to see. They actually look quite similar. So it was super cool, and Scotty just seems like such an awesome little kid. I actually ordered some active blue light blocker glasses, and when I opened up my parcel, I actually had this. So Scotty had drawn her hands, and then Cara's just signed it from Scotty. So that was pretty cool. So it is actually really nice to see that, Cara started this brand Active Eyewear, And she does personal touches with stuff. So I know that she's personally dropped stuff off if they're in the local area and given it to people who have ordered it. And then things like this, like putting in little hand-drawn pictures and stuff from Scotty, who happened to be there on the day when she was packing my order. So that was pretty awesome to see. It just goes to show that it just has that little bit of personal touch, and when you get your order, it's not just off the manufacturing floor. It's hand-packed by the owner. So in other news, we've seen Brooke Wells. She's left Malibu. She's back training with the Proven crew. However, obviously her training is a little bit different. She's doing a lot of unilateral stuff, so one-armed training, using the dumbbell, stuff like that, getting back into being active whilst she's doing recovery. Whilst it's a long road to go, it's good to see that she's back in a positive mindset, really pushing forwards for what's to come for her. And then finally, so the next big event that's happening in the CrossFit space is actually the Rogue Invitational. So Rogue Invitational is giving out so much money in their prize money. So there's only 20 athletes in each field. So 20 elite men, 20 elite women. Every athlete wins money. Also, from the proceeds, the ticket sales, money from that goes into the prize purse. So the prize purse just keeps on growing the more tickets they sell. So the bigger the crowd, the more money the athletes are going to have. They're also paying for accommodation for all the athletes. They're also putting in money for any athletes who are outside of outside of the region to help with flight cover and stuff like that. With the extreme cost in flights these days and the high amount of stress on athletes when they have to travel and stuff, it's a really well thought out idea from Rogue to be able to do that for athletes. I wonder if CrossFit's going to do the same thing next year. Personally, I think that CrossFit should be putting up all the athletes when they go to the CrossFit Games. That should be a no-brainer. Seriously, the athletes are there. They shouldn't have to then, pay their registration fee and all this other stuff and then not get any kind of accommodation assistance or anything like that. And I think it would be really good on CrossFit if the next CrossFit Games they do actually supply accommodation for the athletes. Now, with the top 20 receiving invites to the Rogue Invitational, I do wonder if they are going to have a last chance qualifier like they did last year. So there was athletes and the year before. So there was athletes who did an online qualifier and then they got the last spots to go in. Now I do know that quite a few athletes have been accepting their invites. So whether or not there's any spots left, that'll be up to Rogue, I guess, on how they handle that. So that's all I've got for you guys today. Thanks for tuning in. If you haven't already, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, keep up to date with what I'm putting out to you guys. Thanks.